Hi, everyone. My name is Kristen Husted, and I am back on social media and my YouTube channel to share some new insights and information I am receiving in my morning meditations. For those who don't know me, I run a practice called Well Balanced in Arizona, where I help guide people in healing of their body, mind, and spirit through myofascial release, through grief and trauma counseling. I'm a grief and trauma counselor. I'm an intuitive, so I help people to connect intuitive messages that are coming from their body, and or I channel intuitive messages from the angelic realm. I also help with put people in a deep meditative state in order for them to connect to a higher wisdom to heal. So my practice really truly is about healing body, mind, and spirit. And so I am literally a guide, plugging myself into the divine and then plugging myself into the person and reading both their body from the messages from their body, which is their subconscious mind, because the body keeps the score, and also receiving divine message. So I'm kind of this internet between the person and higher wisdom, just to help them on their healing journey. Sounds complicated, but it's super powerful. And I have been privileged to not only write a book about all the beautiful wisdom that I have received through the work I have done and the calling that I've been called to do, but also just seeing how people heal and the amazing connection as they connect to this higher wisdom, God, source, creator, to do the healing. So it's really cool. It's not only dealing with the body, but it's dealing with the mind and the spirit. So, with saying that, in my past, my YouTube channel was really about this amazing healing that the body has when it connects to a higher wisdom to heal. And as I have been watching my clients heal over 8 years of doing this work, I have been in awe of how this work has not only transformed to healing the body, then going to what is our mind creating, because the body is keeping the score of what we're not dealing with on a subconscious level, anything, any kind of trauma or any kind of stress that we're dealing with. So then I go and I was working with my clients on healing their mind and their thoughts. And then as I went into more doing deep meditations with my clients in order to release and relax the body for a deeper healing, these profound wisdom messages were coming in from the divine. So it's really cool because I really do honor every part of healing. Not one part should be skipped because we need to be grounded in the body in order to walk into healing. So now, as I'm getting more into just really channeling these divine messages in my morning meditations and when I'm working with my clients, I have found them very profound myself. And so in the morning, when I sit in meditation, I empty myself of who I am and I call in my highest good for healing and connection to all that is God, source, creator. And I ask for this divine wisdom to come in. And I'm always asking for ways to help people heal. So as these wisdom messages have been coming in, I get my pen and paper and I sit in the dark basically, and I just write and I write and I write and I write. And I just channel this message. And I go back later and I look at them and I'm thinking, holy cow, like, wow, this is beautiful wisdom. So I'm really feeling called in this next phase of working back on YouTube is to call to help people to connect to a higher wisdom. And this higher wisdom is who we all are from. We are all sparks of light from God. We are all from our creator. And to come back to who you are in order to embody all of who you are, not just the physical person that you are, not just the emotional person that you are, not just the mental person you are, but also the spiritual person you are, and getting all of them together to really inhabit who you want to be while you get to do this great thing we call life. So, with that being said, my first message I will share with you, and I'm just going to pop up my Word document of the messages I just took for my readings. See, I do this little well balanced journal every morning and I write in it. And then I've been putting them on Word document and I will read them to you and show you the writings. And then we'll go back and we'll go through them just so you kind of understand the wisdom that I'm getting. And also, maybe you'll find through this interaction and just even through listening to the frequency of the messages coming through, maybe you'll come up with something specific for you, is my hopes. Because each of these messages, when I read them, have a frequency to them. They are not from me. They're not Kristen's wisdom. They are divine wisdom. They are messages from the angels. And so they carry a frequency with them and they're always healing and they're always teaching us. So I go back quite often and I read them when I'm feeling stuck or if I'm feeling like I need to navigate myself through a difficult situation. With that being said, the first message is from Sophia. And so, Sophia, I didn't know who Sophia was till about 8 months ago. And I was in my meditation, and this beautiful, shimmery spirit came up to me. Now, because I read energy for a living, I know how to decipher energy that comes through my meditations because I'm always reading energy for my clients and getting validation. So I trust what I see and I trust what I am being given because I do this every day of my life. And I also work remotely with people reading their bodies from a distance. So I am proficient in energy reading. So, with that being said, this beautiful spirit of just the sparkly, shimmery energy came to me about 8 months ago and told me her name was Sophia. And she was very beautiful and feminine. And so I didn't know who Sophia was. So, after my meditation, I looked her up on the internet. And so I'm going to share with you what I found so that it helps you to kind of understand who Sophia is as well. So, I am going to get this up. And I'm going to share. All right. So I'm going to scoot back here. I guess I was reading it earlier. All right. So Sophia is the goddess of divine wisdom. Origins of Sophia. In Greek philosophy, Sophia represents the highest form of wisdom, deep embodied insight into truth and harmonious living. Jewish wisdom tradition, known as the Chokmah, the feminine wisdom of God who was present at creation and delighted in humanity. Sophia in early Christianity, seen as the feminine expression of divine wisdom linked to the Holy Spirit or hidden wisdom referenced by Paul, represents divine insight, compassion, and in spiritual nourishment. Symbolism and archetype, Sophia represents divine feminine wisdom, a bridge between spirit and matter, the soul's journey towards remembrance. In modern interpretations, Christian mysticism, wisdom active in the world, feminine spirituality, restoring the sacred feminine, esoteric teachings, guide for awakening and intuitive knowing. In summary, Sophia is more than a mystic figure. She is the living embodiment of divine wisdom, feminine creative force, and the consciousness that helps humanity return to spiritual truth. And so after I knew who Sophia was, I was so honored that I got to translate a message from this beautiful spirit. And again, I trust what I hear and I see, and it is coming through me, my vessel. So it'll have my little slant on it, the way that I would talk, but the wisdom is there, and I hope it blesses you. So let's start with the first message. I'll go to my share button again. I just learned how to do this. All right, so we'll back up a little bit. And then I'm actually going to share my screen. See, I'm all new to this. I'm going to share my layout so it's side by side. Okay, there we go. Any of you know me, I am so computer illiterate that I'm really proud of myself for doing this here. Okay, so we're gonna do that. All right. Okay, so all is within. And so when I sit in meditation, I'm always asking for divine wisdom on remembering who I am as a soul coming here to have an experience on earth. I'm always asking for divine wisdom to come through, divine insight, and also ways to help people heal, not only myself, but really to help the collective heal and my clients heal. So that's really my biggest ask when I am in my meditations. So I'm always asking, how do people heal? And so Sophia says, all is within. When you ask for something, you place it outside of yourself or away from yourself. Yet that is impossible because you are all and all is within. All the love, all the healing, all the wisdom, all the abundance, all the creativity, all the joy, and all the peace. And so, with this, what I think she was telling me and helping us all to understand is that when we seek outside of ourselves for anything, we are putting it outside of ourselves, like something we're going after. We're gonna try to work our way towards uh, healing. We're going to try to work our way to finding love. We're going to work our way to that abundance. And really, everything is within. So everything was it is within. It's within us all because God made us perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. And so when you come to the place of the frequency that all is within, and that you come into the alignment that you are the frequency of abundance, you are the frequency of healing, you are the frequency of wisdom, you are the frequency of joy and peace and creativity, you are aligning to your divine birthright. You're aligning to who you are as a spark of light, a child of God. And so when we come into that place, we realize we cannot reach outside of ourselves to find things. God has it all within. And so when you come to a place of peace within, you are going to come to a place of peace in the world. When you find love within, you are going to find love out in the world because it is that mere reflection. Our reality is reflected from the outside in. And so again, when we seek outside of ourselves for something, we're really looking first and foremost to find that within, and that will be a reflection from without. So I thought that was really a great wisdom piece that she shared with me. Because I'm always aligning to, how do I get something? How do I help someone heal? Well, really, it's bringing them back into the trueness of who they truly are. And we're truly in alignment of who we are, then we can start our healing process. So that's that one. Okay, the next one is, if all is within, then simply align to this great wisdom and Spirit's infinite love, and it will come forth. Creation begins with a thought, a word, or a deed, or an action, and then it manifests in the material realm. So I believe what she's saying here is simply, is if all is within, then align to God's infinite love, and it will come forth. Just align to who you are. Align to the I am spirit of who you are. I am a child of God. I am a spark of light. And then everything will come into that beautiful alignment. And then creation begins with your words, your thoughts, your deeds, and your actions. And then when you are embodying who you are, and you're embodying the abundance of who you are, or the healing of who you truly are, because you are perfect and complete, lacking in nothing, then that's when it starts to manifest into the material realm. So again, not seeking outside of ourselves as much as coming into alignment of who we are, and letting that beautiful infinite spirit of who we are and who God is in us come and create into the material realm. And so I believe, when I am working with clients, that I have them tap into letting go of this 3D reality, letting go of the denseness of their pain or their denseness of their sorrow, truly floating in that beautiful beauty of who they are in a spirit realm. It helps them to remember and reconnect to that divine wisdom that is within. There is a really interesting part of this whole process that comes back into the physical realm. Now, our physical realm, our cells do replicate themselves, and they do create new cells, every 7 years or something like that. Don't quote me on that. That's not from that's not from Sophia's wisdom. That's from Kristen trying to remember how often that our cells replicate. But with that being said, our cells were made in the divine blueprint of all that is, of God, right? Of our spirit of creator. But through life, we take on different experiences, different things that hurt us, different things that physically hurt us, and also emotionally hurt us. And so as these forms of different events in our lives come in, they change the cells of our body, restructuring them, because in Bruce Lipton's work, biology of belief, he talks about how the cells are always getting information, and they are then therefore replicating and getting that information to go forward in their reproduction of themselves. So if we're always reproducing from a crumpled up cell that has been hurt or wounded, then we'll produce another crumpled up cell that has been hurt or wounded, and therefore we go and we replicate the same illness or disease. That's one way to look at it. So then if you think of everything's information, when we ask to align to a higher wisdom to heal, then we're asking for our divine blueprint to come in and give information to ourselves to remember who they are for healing. And so every morning I sit in this space of quiet and stillness, and I align to the divine blueprint of who God made me. And I just ask for that light to come in and restore my cells. And I let go of results, right? Because if you ask, you shall receive. And so what I'm doing is I'm getting out of this dense world and I'm attaching to something greater, to which is God's love and wisdom to come in and recalibrate me. I teach this to all my clients, and in sessions, we work on that too. We work on giving ourselves that beautiful information and also giving ourselves love because our cells are listening to every word that we say. So it's kind of this really cool thing, as above, so below, as within, so without. As we connect to God's wisdom, we pull it into us. As we pull that wisdom into us, it reflects out of us into our world. So it's really cool. Cool little thing there. She goes on to talk about how emotions are both here to teach and propel us. When you feel a negative emotion, feel it, learn from it, and then let it go. Use the passion and creativity after you let a negative feeling go to of love and gratitude to move you forward. So what she's saying is here, emotions are here to teach us and actually move us forward. We are here on this earthly realm to experience the contrast of life. We are here to experience the darkness and the light, to move us forward and to grow us. And so our emotions aren't anything to be scared of. They're teachers. They're one of the greatest teachers. It's the story that we write about the emotions, like, oh, I'll never be good enough, or I'll never, move forward in life. I'll never get that job promotion or whatever. Whatever we use those emotions to write a story, that's when we stay stuck. But here, Sophia is telling us that emotions are both here to teach and to propel us forward. So look at all of your emotions as the best teacher possible. They're here to teach. And then when you learn from them, you fully embody them, you feel them. You feel them. You like, oh, I'm feeling sad, or I'm feeling disembodied, or I'm feeling frustrated, or I'm feeling defeated. And you just stay with the feeling. And that's where in my book, I was talking about tapping them out on the acupressure point of your heart in order to release them. But maybe some people want to actually go hug a tree and transfer that energy into the tree and say, thank you so much, tree, for taking my sorrow. Or if you want to do actually the EMF tapping, which is on the head, the cheeks, the nose, underneath the mouth, and so forth. That emotional freedom technique is beautiful in helping move the energy out. So energy needs to be moved out of us. I teach this to my clients all the time. Send it down into the earth and then thank Mother Earth for taking your emotions, and then see them go up to the heavens and thank God for taking that, and transmute. Always pass your energies through and transmute them. Once you pass your energy through you, you're going to use your passion, your creativity of love and gratitude to move you forward. So then once you pass those emotions through you, now call in what you want. Come back to what she was saying earlier. You are the manifester, co-creator of your life. Now call in what you do want. Use your thoughts, words and actions and emotions to move you forward. So it's really this beautiful picture that she is creating for us on how to move forward. Okay. So again, I'm always asking for how to help people on their healing journeys, how to help with healing. And she said, everything is healed with love. Everything is neutralized by love. Love heals, love changes, love creates. Love is a portal into infinite awareness beyond space and time. Realizing that all exists in the present moment is key to pulling your energy back into the 0 point, which is the here and now. At the 0 point, everything is available. Align to the desire or the passion that arises in the moment, and it will grow and take form. So she was saying everything heals with love. Well, God is love. And when we align to love, that even that feeling of love, I tell my clients a lot of times, don't make it so difficult on yourself. Like we know God is love, we know source is love, but how do we connect with love? Well, the beauty of a sunrise or a sunset, or your animal. I'm looking at my little Emmy right now, and when she walks and her ears bounce, or she runs, or she has a smile on her face, I feel that sense of love. And I just breathe that love in for me. That is source love, because everything love is from God. Everything of this earth is from God. So I breathe that in. So that loving feeling heals. And so when I'm sitting with a client, I am tapping into the infinite healing that God is, and I am asking for that energy to go through. So that energy of love is what heals. Everything is neutralized by love. All of the dense energies we have, around us is neutralized by love. All the hurt, all the pain, all the anytime we feel deceived or we feel wronged, all those feelings, everything in life, any illness that we have is neutralized by love. So when we take our attention and we put it on love, love neutralizes, love heals. And so that's so cool. So love is a portal into infinite awareness beyond space and time. So we don't need to understand it. We don't need to understand how this infinite divine love heals. We just align to it. And remember, the way to align to it, just keep it super simple. Like think of something that brings you love or joy. I love being with my grandkids. I love holding my little granddaughter, and she gives me the biggest hugs. Of that is love. That is God's love. And so when I sit there and focus on love, what the Holy Spirit is saying here is it's a portal to infinite awareness beyond space and time. It heals. She's saying it heals, it neutralizes. Okay, next she says, realizing that all exists in the present moment is the key to pulling your energy back into the 0 point. So in the present moment, we are not worried about that job promotion or that fight that we had with someone or that person who offended us or the story that we're telling in our head that one time that we're not good enough. All those things go out and it drains the energy of who we are. And we are supposed to be aligned into all of our energy coming into our healing so that we can then therefore bless others. So when we are in alignment in the 0 point, she says, in the now, we pull all the energy back into us. And at that 0 point, everything is available to us. And when we align to the desires and passions of our heart through love, through the now space where we're not going out and worrying about everyone else around us, it will grow and take form. And the things that we desire, the job that we want, the love that we want from ourselves and from others will come because we're in that infinite place of love and we're no longer reaching outside of ourselves to pull things into us. We're actually becoming a magnet in the 0 point because we are aligning to who we are in God. And that energy then grows and takes form, and you will start to see things shift and change in the outer world that you cannot explain because you're aligning to all that is in the moment, and all that is really is love. And so when we come and we are in the place of love, like she said in the paragraph before, it neutralizes and it heals and it brings everything into form, starts to take form. So that was pretty cool. I just had to go answer the phone. All right, so I'm going to share this again. All right, so this next sentence is on 2 pages here. And she says, you came to this earth to experience contrast. You have seen and felt darkness, but as you now understand, everything low was created to teach you. You and everyone are always creating. Nothing enters your life that was not created or pre-planned by you from birth. Until a lesson is learned, you will continue to draw similar situations to yourself and those around you. And I believe what she means here is that if we are sparks of light, if we are straight from God as a soul, then we came to this earth to experience contrast. We came to remember who we are. And it's through the contrast, the darkness, the struggles of our lives that we are pushed into finding the light again. And so now, as she says here, now you understand everything low is created to teach you. And she says, you and everyone are always creating. And so we are always creating, whether we're creating a situation that has darkness in it or trials in it, or we're creating something joyful, we're always creating contrast. And it's through the contrast that we learn how to navigate life and remember who we are. And if you didn't have the dark situations, you wouldn't realize how great being in the light is, how great being in joy is. And so it's through that contrast. So that's why I always look at life as everything is here to teach you. And everything is here for your soul's growth. Because again, we came from a place of pure bliss. Our souls are made in pure love. And so maybe we came here to experience the sadness, just to experience the contrast, to experience love and hugs from other people, or to experience the physical realm. And to grow and learn. And then she says, a lesson is learned. When a lesson is learned, then it will leave. But she says, until a lesson is learned, it will continue, you will continue to draw similar situations to you and those around you. And to those around you, I thought was interesting. But I think what she meant here was you'll continue to draw similar situations to yourself. And those around you will stay in your life until you learn to move in a different way. And so it's almost like what she's saying here is we are continuing to draw the same situation until we learn to go to let it go. So be patient in the learning process. It was designed by you. And so you again are here to learn your soul's growth and to learn how to experience this beautiful realm we call Earth. Okay, the next sentence or the paragraph is you ask about global chaos and the collapse of the old matrix. We say this too is a personal journey of soul. Even Mother Earth is on her own journey. Each soul will call in what it has agreed to experience, awakening both the collective and the individual soul. And so here I was asking in my heart, what about chaos? Like what about someone who dies or someone who is in poverty or starving or in war? You know, I was asking about the chaos. And so she says, you ask about the global chaos and the collapse of the old matrix. And so we say that it's a personal journey of soul. So she's saying that every soul again came here to experience contrast, to experience something. And even Mother Earth is experiencing her own evolution. So each soul will call to it what is agreed to experience. And these experiences that we go through awaken both the collective and the individual soul. So some people choose to be in war to help the collective, but also they choose to be in war for their own soul's growth or their own soul's experience. And so again, looking at everything as a learning experience, it helps take away the sting to a lot of things that we would deem terrible or I can't believe that happens to people, but if we keep it in the light of eternal love, and if we keep everything in the light of we're here to grow and learn, maybe through this experience that we're having here on earth, whether it is a more difficult experience some people are coming to do or a lighter experience, everybody's learning their soul's growth. So I thought that was beautiful. And then she went on to talk about chaos. She says, chaos affects only those who align to it. It will move more souls into their truth by aligning them with sadness, disaster, chaos, and even death. I believe what she's saying is when we align to chaos, it can actually move us and move our souls into more growth. Maybe some people learn with more contrast. Maybe some people learn more through the darkness of situations. It's always about the soul's growth. Maybe some people like to learn or learn something amazing through dark times. I know in my own personal life, a lot of my journey has come from the dark things that I've gone through have brought so much wisdom and so much insight and so much compassion for other people. And that really has brought me into the work I've been doing. So I do believe that we always look at chaos as something bad, but maybe chaos takes something apart in order for it to be restored and renewed. Then she goes on to say, this is not right or wrong, for you are infinite beings. You never die. You are co-creating heaven on earth. This will create a place for all souls when they return to earth. So I want to stop there for a minute because I thought that was an interesting statement. First of all, she's saying there is no right or wrong because we're infinite beings. We're here to learn. And when we learn, and in the sentence before, when she says we can learn lessons for also the collective. So if we learn something big or we're involved in something that changed the collective, then we're creating a better earth for when other souls come here and they return to earth. This is heaven on earth is available now, is what she's saying. You will choose whether to stay or explore another realm. I thought that was interesting. She said, so heaven is on earth is available now. It's all of our alignment. It's how we look at it. We look at it as it's all we're eternal beings learning our soul's growth. And we can choose to look at this as heaven on earth and whether you stay here or explore another realm. And I thought that was interesting. So some people will stay to choose to live, other people maybe will choose to pass on and explore the heavenly realm or another realm. And so again, just looking at it like this big evolution of souls just coming in and learning and aligning to what they've come here to learn and not judging it for it has a place in their evolution and in the evolution of the collective and also the individual soul. The next one, she says, you see, dear one, we are all playing our roles as actors in the game of life. Enjoy the game. Nothing, we say, nothing should cause fear because you are eternal. If you do not like what you see, create something new. It is as simple as that. Create what you want, not what you don't want. And I like that. I like it again because for me personally, to look at this as a beautiful game of life that we are here to learn and grow takes away the sting of the things that I thought I was losing or that hurt me or that forever changed me or wronged me. Instead, I look at it like I come into alignment with all those things because my soul wanted to learn these different aspects of what I've gone through. And she says, nothing, I say, nothing should cause fear because you're eternal. So when we take away the fear, then we look at life as like a mighty warrior and we're saying, okay, so how good can it get? What am I here to learn? What am I going to create new? And she says, if you don't like something, then change the way you look at it and create something new. It is so empowering. She goes on next to say, understanding that everyone is on their own journey. As you grow, you will no longer take on others' lessons. It is for them to discover their path. The lesson imprints more deeply when each soul experiences it firsthand. And so, understanding the compassion of every soul has come here to learn what they've come here to learn, and you will no longer take on other people's sadness or their lessons. I always tell my clients, like, let them. It's like that let them theory. Let those around you on their journey. Give them that space. Some are going to align to more harder experiences to learn. Others are on an easier path. But when we do allow each soul and ourselves to truly learn the lesson, it imprints in us more deeply because we get to experience it firsthand. We're not learning, oh, don't eat chocolate cake 24 hours a day because it's going to not be healthy for your body. When we do eat chocolate cake too much, we see we don't feel good. Anyway, so it's like when we allow the lessons to fully imprint on us, then we experience true growth. So I'm going to stop sharing for a moment. So there we go. I'm going to stop sharing. And so again, this was Sophia's wisdom that came through on September 24th. I loved it. I love breaking it down. I'm doing my best as a human to break down what I feel. But if there's anything else that you got from her message, please trust your own intuition and your own soul's reckoning of what you were supposed to learn from this. But enjoy this thing we call life because we are here and it's a privilege to be here. And I just honor your journey of awakening, your journey of healing, and just look for more of these videos. I had fun doing it. So thank you for joining me. Have a great day. Bye.